the people about the whole Drake theory that you and I were discussing offline
that ain't no
when
theory.
you walked out.
It's not a
That
theory.
Drake is coming for Kendrick's dollar amount on the
coming for
tours.
everything.
It's coming for everything.
It's coming for everything.
Explain that.
So, I mean, I'm telling you, this Billboard thing is what started this.
I think so.
The Billboard thing started it, Mike, because it's like he looked at where he got placed, and that's what I mean. He's like, he's looking at one. He's like, no. He's like, that's cool. He's looking at two. He's like, what the fuck is that? And then he's looking at 3, 4, 5. He's like, no. He's like, that's about right. He's like, hold on. He like, hold on. And then he probably sat and thought. He like, hold on. I got more Billboard hits than Prince, than Michael Jackson. I'm that guy. Like, according to them, I'm that dude. Now, that guy at number 1 and number 3, it's like, no, I feel like I should be nestled between them if somebody getting nestled from this era. Especially since my last album and his last album, it's like, no, my shit had some shit on it. It wasn't my best work, but I had something for the people. I don't know what that therapy plate was. and he's like, this is what I mean. He got rapper, like he got old school rapper tendency. He woke up one morning and is like, I ain't having this shit, and I'm gonna show people what time it is. And he's like, when he's showing people what time it is, he's like, oh no, I'm gonna show people through the tours. I'm going to show people through the streams. I'm going to show people through the bars. I'm going to show people through the music. I think them this is what I mean about his competitive nature and he's old school. I think them putting him at number 2 literally put a battery in his back about everything.
Things changed.
Like, hold on. It's like, you think he's the guy from this era, not me? He like, oh, and you got him between him and him? He like, oh, fuck that.
Supposedly Drake's dropping next week.
Mike,
what do you think's about to happen?
He coming. I told you that whole Mr. Morale and the Mid Steppers being the highest selling tour ever. Drake is literally adding on 4 or 5 extra dates at the end of his tour.
Oh man, yeah.
To make sure that he's like, oh no, I'm not. He's literally telling him, I'm not gonna let shit you do stand.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let your numbers stand. I'm not gonna let this bullshit ranking stand.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not about to sit up here and be kicking this therapy shit while I'm over here making these hits.
It.
I do too, Mike.
I respect it.
I respect the hell out of it.
It's competitive nature at its highest order.
It's hip hop, Mike.
And honestly, man, Kendrick told us that this is what he was about. Isn't that what the whole Control verse is about?
Like,
isn't that why people rank the Control verse so high?
Like, Mike, I don't think you understand. He's coming for him as an MC.
He is.
As a performer. And the numbers. He's coming for everything.
And
he's coming for everything.
And Pusha and Pharrell are catching strays just so people don't say that he ain't saying nothing about them.
He like, since we're here, since I got to do this shit.
Right. Because if he was just coming to Kendrick, niggas
would be like, oh, you didn't say nothing. Right. So he, everybody catching some.
He's like, yeah, I've sent Jim over there.
This right here, you want to talk about Pusha,
this is exciting.
Hold on, you want to talk about Pusha T not responding? No, fuck all that. This what's going right now. And I'm not saying as a Pusha T fan, it's like he can get to that in a minute. It's like, no. Kendrick need to do something about this.
Pusha need to say something too.
No. We gonna get to him in a minute.
Yeah.
Pusha not ranked number 2 all time between Jay and Nas.
That's true.
On Billboard's chart.
That's true.
Like they should call it the Drake Billboard, Mike, as far as the last 15 years are concerned, Mike.
That's real.
It's real.
It is what it is, man.
It is what it is. This ain't, the numbers say that.
Yeah. And you know what? We got to give it credit where credit's due. He put in the work.
He's like, I'm about to out-rap this guy. I'm going to out-album this guy. I'm going to outsell this guy. I'm going to outstream this guy. I'm going to out-tour this guy. Since you put him at number 2, motherfuckers.
Jermaine Johnson with a super chat says, a lot of us don't like it because Cube is one of our heroes and feel like a bigoted journalist just used Cube to say, see, I'm not racist. I'm cultured. I don't think that you could even use that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But, yes, I agree with you on every level. I think that Drake's coming for that spot. And, I mean, not even coming for that spot. He's proven that spot is rightfully his. And he's proving also that the spots that Kendrick's getting, I say this respectfully, he didn't earn. And now he's going to make that conversation really tough for anybody that feels like he did.
I never thought a Redman bar would involve Drake, but when Redman said, fuck a billboard, I'm a bullet on my block.
Yeah.
Now you know that you paid for your billboard spot. That's what Drake is over there saying to Kendrick right now. He's like, paid for that. It's my spot. You paid for that. I'm going to make you pay for paying for that. Yeah. That's rap shit, Mike. That's why it's like, oh, I don't care if you like Drake.
Yeah, it's gonna be very.
I don't
difficult.
care. I do.
Let's think about this though.
He's making me like I was a fan after back to back. He's making me a real fan now because he's doing rap shit now.
Imagine if LL would have done this to Big or something, right? Will we be having this same stance? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's coming for it. Big better respond to L. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Kendrick, if he's what he says he is and what everybody says he is, you got to respond to this guy. He's a formidable opponent on every level. And like you said, he's battle tested.
Kendrick in trouble, Mike.
He is.
He in trouble.
Because I think this new stuff that Drake has is going to be, he's going to come at him even harder.
Because this is very Jay-Z takeover-ish in the sense that it's like, well, he sees that he just made his worst album.
Yeah.
So he's kind of looking like, well, now seems like a good time. Yeah, now seems good.
He sees that it's highly likely Kendrick ain't got nothing left in the chamber. Highly likely.
You better go buy a new gun.
And I feel like that's the Billboard position kind of made me feel like that even more because they're crowning him like he's done. You know what I'm saying? Like they ranked Drake and J. Cole like they're still going. They ranked Kendrick like it's over.
And he actually got there. He actually got there after them a little bit technically.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely after Drake and slightly after Cole.
I think Drake is going to continue to throw shots and punch at him to prove that he has nothing for him. And I got to be honest, man. I don't think Kendrick has anything for him. Do you think that Kendrick has anything for Drake at this point? Because I don't.
The last time that we heard him spit on a level that we felt like he probably would have something on or over Drake is like Feel and Element.
Mm-hmm.
That's off Damn, Mike.
Yes, that was 6 years ago. Yeah.
What evidence do we have that he wants it with Drake?
Well, he's been responding to Drake, guys, and I know people want to say whatever, and it's not good. It's not good.
Let's say, don't nobody want that circumstantial evidence, Mike. We want some real evidence.
Do you want to put that Beyonce verse versus the Meltdown verse? You don't want to do that.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's like we got Meltdown. It's like it just make my face scrunch up just thinking about it. It's like, it's like he just came in like, it's like, oh no, get him off me.
Yeah.
It's like he just came in and jumped on him. It was like, like when I heard, like I've been hearing about it, then I heard, I was like, oh, that's what we doing. I was like, this is about to be great.
Nah.
He need to do something. Meltdowns, like, cause here's the thing.
You got to respond to Meltdown. You can't not respond.
Because the record's gonna be playing too many places for you not to respond.
Stay Scheming is hard. When he came with Comin, this is harder than that.
This is harder than that. This is harder than that. It's like, oh, you just gonna let him do you like that?
And it's gonna get played everywhere.
You gonna let the singing light skin what? You the rapper from Compton.
Leroy Green with the super chat says, just to be clear, I love Cube, and I would never trade him in for Tucker. What Cube did is intelligent and strategic, but the other side don't respect him. Who cares about that?
Right.
He was speaking to us.
I told you.
He was speaking
once again.
Because his verbiage didn't change.
If we would be listening to the message in the black space and following him more, he wouldn't step into the white space where it galvanizes all the attention and traction that, quite frankly, we should be galvanizing for him in our own spaces.
Like I said, he was doing that in death certificate time. He is on like CNN. He's on local networks that aren't
Since
Rap
our childhood.
City, that aren't Yo TV Raps.
Mike,
he's been speaking to the other side.
During our childhood, we saw as many Ice Cube interviews as we did fucking videos.
Yeah.
This is not new.
Yeah.
The fact that people are acting like this is new is absurd.
It's wild to me.
It's like, you know what we're going to have to do? We need to go post some old Ice Cube videos on According to Hip Hop and show and date the year.
Yeah.
It's like, this is Ice Cube talking to CNN, MTV News.
The tone is the same. Never changed.
But Mike.
Can't say that for everybody, guys.
Back then, he had an afro and a pick.
Yeah. Can't say that about everybody,
all
guys.
Black.
Because a lot of people's tone done changed over the years.
Be the lynch mob sitting in the background making all the white journalists scared.
Blue Collar Hustle with the super chat says, Drake uses ghostwriters. I don't care how many records he's breaking. I'll take 10 Mr. Morales if I know K-Dot wrote every word over a certified ghost boy. Are we going to do that to Drake for the rest of his life? Like, he doesn't write anything?
That's
like,
a cop-out.
It's a cop-out at this point.
You know what he wrote, Mike?
No.
You want to know?
Before people say
he
that,
wrote
we
Meltdown.
need reference track.
He wrote Meltdown. How about
do
that?
You have a reference track for Meltdown? Who wrote Meltdown? If we're gonna do that to Drake for the rest of his life, like, come on, man, that's a cop out.
Who wrote Meltdown?
Right.
Cause that's what Kendrick and Pusha T need to be worried about. They need to be worried about that right there. Quentin Miller. No. That ain't what you need to be concerned with right now. That's smoke and mirrors.
Quentin Miller was like 10 years ago.
Right.
Right.
Mike, I know I heard Meltdown last Friday.
You're right. CJ Kid with the
Yoga
super
Fire
chat
Flame
says,
better put your Street Fighter gear on.
Yeah. CJ Kid with the super chat says Drake is covered in all bases. If you want to go record for record, he can do that. If you're trying to go to the street, Drake has Jay Prince. An issue no one wants.
Drake don't need Jay Prince about this. This ain't even about that. That's what I'm saying.
Drake got a whole country behind him, man. He does.
He does.
It's crazy. I mean, we never really seen anything like it. A lot of guys got cities, boroughs, whatever. This man got a whole country behind him.
Mm-hmm. That's part of the reason why he sells like he does too, Mike.
Exactly.
Hold on, Mike. Because he gives back to his community, and it's known.
Yeah, he respects the country, and he does it for his country, and they gonna ride for him.
Right.
I mean, you seen what they did when Pusha T was on stage. Respectfully.
It's very problematic.
The love that they got.
It's very problematic.
Yeah.
They like, we're not about to let you do a show here.
Hey,
straight up.
It is what it is.
No. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, no, Mike, that's that rap shit where it's like, that's almost like having your own borough. Like love you to the point it's like, yeah, we ain't even gonna let this nigga pull up.
CJ Kid with the super chat says, also, Mike, you feel Drake beat Comin. I'm assuming you felt Comin's response with Stay Scheming freestyle wasn't good, because I felt it was. A question. Nah, Drake kind of got Comin on that one. I got to give it to him. It is what it is.
Sweet was pretty good.
Sweet was cool, but, I mean, I don't know. Was Sweet even direct? Neither one was really direct, per se. But Sweet felt out of place to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why is Comin coming at Drake? And Comin later said it was over Serena or whatever. So he admitted that it was, over a woman.
No. I would do that too about Serena. That's fair. You're going to catch these bars.
Coop's going to give you bars over Serena.
Might catch these hands. Yeah. No, you're going to catch these hands too. Matter of fact, I might say the bars and just start looking for you in the street. Be like, no, where this nigga at? Where he at? You're not gonna mess up my seats at the U.S. Open in Wimbledon. I'm sorry.
Hey man,
getting box seats? No.
Drake has.
We can be in Paris during the French Open. We can be in the summertime in Wimbledon in London. U.S. Open. You're not fucking with my shit. Australia fashion capital to start off the year in January. It's a little bit warmer. All the nice little beaches in Adelaide and all that. Fucking up my life. I'm coming to look for you.
Comin wasn't serious, man.
I be serious about them box seats. He's not the tennis fan I am. Trying to sit in those seats.
Man, Max with the super chat. Man, Max in the building.
Richard.
He says, Dot don't want it with Drake. No, because he made his name off of being the foil to Drake, the new age purist, love child, fake ass, West Coast Nas, 3KM ripoff. Woo! So he's an Eminem 3000 fake ass Nas ripoff. Mad Max didn't hold back on that one. Listen, I know we got to get up out of here, man.
All these years of Mad Max listening to us, he just hadn't learned a damn thing. It's just amazing.
Hey, man, I mean, is that what the new generation feels about Kenny?
It's not that bad. It's just that the last album was that bad.
Do you think Kendrick Lamar stands a chance in a song-for-song matchup with somebody like Drake?
When you say somebody like Drake or Drake?
Or Drake.
There ain't nobody really like Drake.
Okay. Drake.
He's in a lot of trouble, Mike.
Exactly.
He in a lot of
where
trouble.
Does he beat him other than the bar for bar thing?
That ain't about. See, this is what I keep. Lyricists don't normally make big hits. Like, that's why I be bringing up shit like If I Rule the World and Hate Me Now and like You Owe Me, even though I'm not the biggest fan of those records. It's like, no, all-time great lyricists don't have hits like that.
That's why Jay is heralded to that level.
See Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. It's like All Right still his biggest song?
I don't know.
He's in a lot of trouble.
I think
Loyalty?
Humble might be his biggest song numerically.
He's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of trouble.
CJ Kid with the super chat
Poetic
says,
Justice.
CJ Kid with the super chat says, no, wait, Comin responded to Stay Scheming with a freestyle over the same beat, and Drake didn't respond. Are you saying that Drake didn't need to respond? I'm saying I never heard that shit. So, no. I'm sorry.
Never heard it
Gotta keep it real.
Like Kendrick can win the song quality match, kinda, but the problem with winning the song quality match is it's gonna be going up against songs that are so big that it's gonna be hard for like how about this? Let me give you an example. What if Kendrick plays "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe," but Drake plays "Miss Me," or plays "The Motto."
Yeah, The Motto.
You know what I'm saying?
Tough.
Or plays "Successful."
Look, when me and Ron were doing
what
verses or whatnot, and Ron played Motto, I'm like, yeah, this is tough to beat.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, if he plays like even some, what if he hits like the Dice Pineapples on you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What if he hits you with some of the hook work or does the She Will?
He could do 20 features, man.
That's what I'm saying. He can hit you with the Aston Martin. He's got.
AB Studios. With
I'm
super
on
chat.
one, Mike.
Yep. He says, Push performed Infrared yesterday, and the crowd said F Drake. See, Pusha's, hey, there it is, man. Yeah. But you know what? A person like Drake absorbs that.
Clips album.
Drake is very Kobe-ish in that way.
No,
where
he's not Kobe.
He doesn't care about not being liked.
Oh, that is Kobe.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he will go into a hostile environment. I will give him that.
See, but does he relish it the way Kobe does? Because that's the type of thing Kobe relished.
He did.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Drake is that. That's
not that level,
Kobe.
But it's different to find that in this era because everybody wants to be liked. And I feel like in the beginning Drake wanted to be liked, but now I think this Billboard thing and having Kendrick at number 2 has changed Drake. Because even
it has.
Because even back to back is nice. Like even though he's coming at Meek. He's kind of like picking at me pretty much. You know what I mean? It's not vicious. You know what I mean? It's vicious. But not in its tone.
Mike,
the tone is different.
When he said
now.
You getting bodied by a singer nigga, I was like, oh yeah. I was like, he just taking all the shots that he gonna take. No,
Have you ever heard him as vicious as he is tone-wise on Meltdown?
Oh no, they like Mike, I'm not worried about Push. That's gonna be interesting. Kendrick is in trouble. I don't think people are hearing me. You understand the words.
CJ Kidd with a super chat says, also Jay Prince was needed to dare to be through Pusha last time and talk Drake not going off the ledge. I don't think that was ever really squashed, to be perfectly honest.
And Meek just came out with Drake in Philly.
Yeah.
Did. He's on award tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well,
literally on award tour, as in like this is gonna be the award tour when I get done with these shows. Ain't finna be no high steppers, mid steppers, low stepper. Ain't nobody stepping.
No more stepping.
There'll be no more stepping.
You know, Quavo pushed his album back.
And he should if Drake's coming.
And when no, he was supposed to come out this Friday, I think, and then he pushed it back to the 18th.
2-week window. Need to be a 2-week window.
Somebody in our comment section said something that I thought was hilarious. They said, man, the writer's strike is affecting rappers now.
The writer's strike is bad.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. No. Like I met one of the writers here. We follow each other on Instagram now, but she was next door to my job doing like a book tour, and I bought like my daughter a book to like support her business, but she was telling me about the strike. She's like, yeah, this shit real, Coop, and da. She's like literally was here in Atlanta, then went to Houston, then I think Chicago and stuff, like selling her own personal books and like candles and kits and stuff. And she was like, she's like, I used to just be like, in my condo in LA, like, writing scripts and screenplays.
Damn, man.
Shit real.
Well, that's sad. I hate that for the writers and the creatives because,
Need to pay the creatives.
Mm-hmm.
Stop playing these games.
Hopefully they work it out.
Better run that check. Run that check for the creatives.
Well, before we get up out of here, make sure everybody like and subscribe. According to Hip Hop, we had a pretty great conversation here today. You want to lead the people with anything before we get up out of here, Coop?
My sister Adriana got her master's degree today. Shout out to my sister Audrey.
Congratulations. That's great.
Yeah, breaking generational curses one step at a time. Check.
There it is.
Yep.
And go listen to Only Built for Cuban Links if you ain't listened to it.
It's just so phenomenal, Mike. I don't have like that's the rap album that I've actually listened to the most when I think about it.
Really?
Yeah, I've listened to that album more than I've listened to every other rap album because here's another thing too. It's like this is what I mean about the beats and the rhymes. They've held up so remarkably well.
Yeah.
This stuff still sounds great. Like there are records from certain albums that are classic where I'm like, well, that's great, but really greater for its time than all time great. I'll give you a song that always made me feel that way, Mike, and I know you love it. My Melody off Paid in Full. I'm like, no. I'm like,
that sounds like the time.
That's the time.
I love it. But that's why
I
I
love
like
it.
Eric B. as president the most, actually.
That's timeless.
That sounds like the time, but that's
timeless.
something else.
But that's what the purple tape is. It's like it was the something else. There was nothing like that before.
No.
There wasn't.
No.
It's like the language that they were speaking, the level of lyricism, the beat making. Like RZA was in an absurd place as a producer. It's like when he gets talked about as an all-time great producer, that is the manifesto.
That's the magnum opus.
That's the manifesto, Mike.
I think every great producer, and we're going to have a producer conversation next week, I'm sure. Every great producer, and maybe we need to have that in the criteria. What's their magnum opus? That's got to be the tiebreaker.
Right. Well, everybody's losing to him, including Dr. Dre, because I'm telling you, it's like
you got that production-wise over the Chronic and Doggy Style.
Second half, Mike. It's the second half of the album. It's like
Dr. Dre has multiple magnum opus.
Doggy Style second half gives the purple tape a run for its money, but it's gonna.
I think purple tape still wins that.
Right. Well,
I love Doggy Style.
Well, here's what I'll tell you: is it's like this. It's like, well, What's My Name is track 10 on Doggy Style, so that's better than Ice Water, and that's hard record to beat. And then what's track 11 after Doggy Style? This Is for the Hustlers. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Glaciers of Ice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then like Doggy Dog World and Wu Gambino's like line up. It's like, I don't love that for Doggy Dog World or Ice Cream.
MJ with the super chat says, does skin complexion matter? Would Drake and Beyonce be viewed differently if they were dark skinned? Who knows? And you know what? I'm glad they mentioned that comment though. Well, I know we said something about colorism with female MCs. Correct. I wanted to bring up the City Girls. They're not light skinned. They're very successful.
And they're gorgeous.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, pretty.
Shout out to JT and Young Miami.
Look, pretty is what pays first. So you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I hate having colorism conversations, like really, because it's like, well, we have enough battles to really, really fight. But there are circumstances and situations where it does play a part, and I'm not going to deny that part of it either. But once again, you know, we all just need to be doing a better job of how we monitor each other in those circumstances, myself included. Like, I'm not above it. You know what I mean?
And Beyonce's talent is Beyonce's talent.
Right, but we're also stuck in a space where it's like, well, why does Beyonce have a quote-unquote more sex appeal to people than a Janelle Monáe?
Or, you know, to some people, than Kelly Rowland even, you know?
Because I don't know about that, Mike.
I mean, I personally, in my opinion, and, you know, I think that Kelly Rowland is more attractive than Beyonce 2023, to me, in my opinion. And again, I know, you know, married women, I ain't, you know, whatever, but I'm just saying, just my unbiased eye.
What Kanye say on Power? We rolling?
Yeah, we rolling.
With some light-skinned girls and some what?
Kelly Rowland.
Some Kelly Rowland.
Shout out to Kelly Rowland. Let's get up out of here.
He didn't say some Beyonces and some dark-skinned girls, just so we clear. Okay.
All right, okay. A2HH Live. And on that note, we got to get up out of here, man. Y'all hit like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you know when we're going live. And, yeah, man, we're going to see y'all on Monday. Probably see y'all before then, too.
Never forget, your team sucks.
Go Braves. Turn the hat around for them. Cool.